right, let's go into our tips. Jason, do you have any tips for us this week, or is it on me?
No, so I saw this one that you put this the second phone number, and I'm kind of wondering why. So I'm with the audience on this one. I want to hear this tiny tip. So
Okay, so I've got my mom's phone line, right? And I had
hmm
her phone. So I just kept it on there. Eventually, I'm going to actually just cancel that line. But actually, I found a need for it just the other day when she got a renewal on one of her online accounts. And I had to, in order to get in, I had to get the text message, right?
right,
And so I needed her phone number. We're getting close to the end of all of that kind of stuff. But my daughter had dropped her phone and it had shattered the screen enough that sometimes the touch capacitive features weren't working.
it wasn't working. Yeah.
So my choice was to give her my 12 Pro or my mom's 12, and I obviously want to keep the 12 Pro because it's got a little better camera. Because eventually, that I want that to be my webcam. So I just went and transferred and took my mom's SIM out of her card because she had a physical SIM. So I took my mom's SIM out of her phone and put it in mine. Just did that, right? I don't want her
hmm
Apple ID on there. She doesn't need any of that kind of stuff. Um, so what I found, and here's the tip: if you're gonna do something like that, you have to make a decision as to what you want to do with everything that phone number is used for. So, for example, iMessage. This is the best one, and FaceTime, the best one, and the one
hmm
that keeps coming up because I need to get her messages if they come through. Um, so when you add it in there, it's going to add it into iMessage automatically. And
Right.
so the first thing I did was go into the iMessage settings on that phone and make sure I turned off because I don't want all of my iMessages and stuff coming through on that device. I don't need it for that.
hmm
So I first of all I said don't use all of these phone numbers for messages, right? My phone number, all of my Apple IDs, all of my email addresses that are associated with iMessage because you can associate more than one. And then I figured, you know what? She doesn't even need iMessage, so I turned it off.
Okay.
That's where I ended up being. Now, I'm still getting some weird messages on occasion. And the biggest one I want folks to pay attention to is if you don't want that second phone number to send messages to all of your other devices, don't add it in iMessage on your
hmm
other devices. So every time I go in and do a message on that phone right now on my mom's phone number, my iPad and my Mac and my phone all pop up and say, "Do you want to add this number to iMessage?"
Yep.
iMessage, and I'm
Just
like,
hit no.
"No, no, no,
Yep.
no, please no," right? Because I don't want to get those on my phone. I mean, maybe it's more convenient, and a lot of people won't have this issue. If you're adding a second phone number to your Apple ID, it's probably for a reason, right? And you probably
Yeah.
want everything to come through. But I just thought I'd bring this up. It's just a quick tip. You can add that second phone number on your Apple ID, but then you can control where that phone number, where the messages come through and stuff. So play with those
Yeah.
settings to get it the way you want. And um, some people may have a work number, and now that you can have dual SIM, right? You can have a work number and a personal number on the same
On the
phone, and
same
maybe you
device.
want
Yep.
everything to come through. But in this case, I didn't. And just to be aware that you're going to get that message, and if you don't want all your messages going to every number, say no.
Yeah. All
That
right.
makes
Yeah.
sense
Yeah.
as
Good
to why I
tip.
did it.
Yeah. So at first I was like, sounds like a hassle, but no, it makes sense. And then, like you said, you can turn it off on your iPad or your
Yeah,
MacBook if you don't. Just look out for those pop-ups. Don't half read it and just hit OK.
yeah,
Make sure you hit no, and then yeah, the messages will just come to the device that you want. Yeah, I could see that working for
yeah.
that situation.
And it's temporary. Eventually, I'm just going to cancel that phone number probably in the next month or two, and then just
Okay.
call it good.